What's up everyone, this is Trainer Dell. In this video I have for you an update on my Melodious Diva deck profile. In the extra deck, mine is pretty small, I don't really keep a lot with it. Just Bloom Diva, which is one Maestra and one Melodious, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. You take no battle damage involving it, and if this card battles a special summon monster, after damage count, you can inflict damage to your opponent equal to the difference between the original attack of that monster and this card. And then you destroy it. So it's pretty alright. 3 Shabertas, which I mostly go into, because it's easy. It's any 2 Melodious monsters, and it's a Maestra, so you go into that. But during either player's turn, you can target up to 3 cards in any graveyard, banish them, and if you do, this card gains 200 attack for each. So I think that's really cool. Just bring it out, and especially if you're going against like Sky Striker, I mean, you're not really gonna be like in the best position, but you can start banishing some of their spells because it's 3 of any cards. So I think that's cool. 1 Bloom Prima, which I don't really ever go into, I just have it for the name, but this card gains 300 for each fusion material monster used in its fusion summon, and it can make a second attack during each battle phase. If it enters the graveyard, you can target 1 Melodious in your graveyard and add it back to your hand. Very Cheer Girl, just because it's very Cheer Girl, and Hip Hoshinigan. I just call him Hip Hop. But yeah, he's just 2 lights, he's alright. It gives that little boost. You know, it's just a generic. And they're all fairies because of a card I run. So yeah, let's go right into the main deck. And I'll start off with the 3 Aria. You can run 2 if you want. I don't think you should ever run 1 in case something happens to it. But 3, I like 3. It's alright. But when this special summon card is on the field, Melodious monsters you control can't be targeted by card effects or destroyed by battle. So it's good to have. You just want to just try to get to that the lock, really. 3 Soprano. This is the one that when it's special summon, you can add back Melodious from your graveyard except itself, and then you can fusion summon 1 Melodious fusion material monster from your extra deck using stuff you control, but including this card. So like even without polymerization, you can just get out the Maestra. It's alright. Solo, which is like half Cyber Dragon, half Shining Angel. If your opponent controls a monster and you control a monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. And when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Melodious monster from your deck except itself. So it's cool. We got 2 Cannon. Never been like a big Cannon fan. You can play 3 if you really want to. I'm just cool with 2. You can, if you control a Melodious monster, you special summon this card from your hand, and you can only do that once per turn. And once per turn, you can target 1 Melodious monster you control and change its battle position. It's not like the greatest because it doesn't really affect your opponent anyway. It's just that if you were going for more Xyz plays and stuff, you definitely can play 3 of that because, yeah, it's pretty good. 3 Sonata, the Melodious Diva. If you control a Melodious, you also can special summon this from your hand. And while this special summon card is on the field, all fairy type monsters you control gain 500 attack and defense. So it's not too bad. Like, it has its own special summon effect, and then it'll boost up all Melodiouses. 2 Elegy, the Melodious Diva, and special summon Melodious monsters you control, and that's all special summon Melodious monsters, cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card was special summon, all fairy type monsters you control gain 300 attack. So usually it'll be 2300, which isn't too much, but I mean, they can't be destroyed by card effects. And if you have the Aria, then they also can't be destroyed by battle. So it's pretty cool. 1 Score, which is like the reverse Honest. You can just make an opponent's monster attack and defense 0 until the end of the turn during damage count by sending this to the graveyard from your hand. So it's a nice little trick. 1 Mozarta, the Melodious Maestra. Just the 1. It's okay. Like, once per turn, you can special summon 1 light fairy type monster from your hand. You cannot special summon other monsters. You activate this effect except for light monsters, which everything in here is basically light. So yeah, it's just a name because of ostinato. 2 Honest, because it's honest and it's cool. If you want to, you can just go like 3 Honest and take this out, because this kind of like targets a monster and this one really doesn't. It just powers up your monster. But, you know, flavor wise, I'll just play 1 Score and then 2 Honest. It's kind of like the same thing. And then Archlord Christia, because it's Christia, and sometimes if you're going first and you get this out turn 1, I don't know. Like if you're, sometimes it's just a lock. So there's Christia. No one can special summon, you know, the effect. So that's for the monsters. Go into spells and stuff. Get this out of the way. So for the spells, I'm playing the 2 first movement solo, which is if you control a monster, special summon 1 level 4 or lower melodious monster from your hand or deck. You can only activate once per turn, and you can't special summon except for melodious monsters. So just like their own like Gaga Emergency Academy Network. 2 Ostinato, which is if you control no monsters, fusion summon 1 melodious fusion monster from your extra deck using 2 monsters from your hand and or deck as fusion material. So you can use your deck. So that's pretty cool. That's why I play the 1 Mozart with Mozarta. And during the end phase of this turn, destroy the monster fusion summoned. And if you do all fusion, like you special summon them. So you want to definitely send. You can send Mozarta if you want. Definitely send Aria. That's why I'm playing 3. You don't have to, but you definitely can. I mostly go for Schuberta. So I play 2 and 2. So if I get any of them, because you can't really like play both on the same turn. So just like whatever I get, I use. Fortissimo. Once per turn, you can target 1 melodious monster you control. It gains 800 attack until your next standby phase, even if this card leaves the field. You can send this card to the graveyard and then do just a fusion summon using monsters you control. So it's just there. I mean, it can make Arya pretty strong. It can make they're not the strongest cards, so it can help out. 2 Valhalla, because you can do turn 1 Christian. You can do just a lot of stuff. Just once per turn, if you control no monsters, you can special summon 1 fairy type from your hand. So this kind of goes along with those 2 in a sense, where like you can't just play them, but they can get stuff on your board. 2 Transmodify, because it's Transmodify. I would not play this if I wasn't playing the LG. But LG isn't so much of a brick anymore because you have Ostinato. You can just send LG to the graveyard. Transmodify, send 1 face-up monster you control. Special summon from your deck 1 monster with the same type and attribute, but 1 level higher. So yeah. So this is there in case I draw Arya or something that I don't need and I want to go to LG. But usually I'll send LG and Arya to the graveyard with this to get out Schuberta. And then they come back at the end turn. And you got a little lock. Pot of Desires, because Pot of Desires. I'm actually thinking maybe changing and getting like 3 of those. But for now, it's fine. Because Desires, I get a little hesitant, get a little scared if I don't already have if I haven't seen this yet. So if I banish both, whatever, it happens. But yeah. Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn, and Soul Charge, because it is like perfect in this deck. It is super good and definitely a staple, I think, in Melodious Divas. Playing 3 Mistakes, because you don't really search in this deck. Everything gets either sent, like special summon to the field, sent to the graveyard, and whatnot, or added back from the graveyard. But from the deck, nah, you don't really do that at all. And then 3 Goes in Match, because everything in here is light. So that's fine. You can also use Rivalry of the Warlords because everything's fairy. You can even go like 3 and 3 if you really want to. But I just run those. I just had these extra ones and decided to put them in. So yeah, that's my deck profile for this. Change up whatever you want. If you know, you can take out the Valhallas really and then put in like 2 more of these. I just like Valhalla because you can go turn 1 Christian if you're able to get it, you know? So yeah, that's the deck. Thanks for watching. Peace.